Welcome back to Keen Plays. Today I've got another game I want to show you guys. I just picked this thing up today from Value Village. This game is Bonkers, is the name of it. I picked this up for $5, so pretty sweet deal. It originally came out in 1978 from Parker Brothers. That is this version here. And later it was picked up by Milton Bradley in 1989, and then by Winning Moves in 2016, and currently Hasbro has been selling it since 2021. And I've never even heard of this game. I have no idea what it's about other than, what I've been looking into it today. So people are selling this thing for like $40 on Poshmark or eBay, sometimes more. Even the new version from Hasbro is selling for like $25. Looking it up on Board Game Geek, it doesn't have the greatest rating with only a 5.8 out of 10. Pretty low. But we're going to see how it plays, and we'll see why this game keeps sticking around, keeps coming back. I did notice while I was looking into this that it is missing some items. I wasn't able to find a rule book in here, but while I was looking it up online, I think it's said that there's supposed to be 40 of these cards here, and I only have 38 of them, so it looks like we're missing a couple of those, but otherwise everything seems to be there. There's, a little bit of damage to the box and whatever, so I'll probably spend a little bit of time just seeing if I can freshen this thing up at all. There's the board, pretty crazy. It actually looks in fairly decent condition. Yeah, nothing like super ripped up or anything like that, so that's nice. The box itself, as long as this sticker comes off decently, it doesn't rip anything with it, should be in pretty good condition. Yeah, that's not bad at all. We do have one ripped corner over here. Probably just tape that up a bit. There we go. That'll hold at least for a little bit. Otherwise, box looks pretty good. There we go. It's a little score tracker here. Couple of dice. Your playing pieces. Your score tracker pieces here. So yeah, other than it missing a couple of these cards and the rule book, but I was able to print that off, find it online, no issue, so not an issue there, but I'll have to see what cards we're missing. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna find out exactly what cards there are. We will see. Okay, so by the looks of it, every variety of these cards has two of them. There's some jump forward ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then as well as 10 and 12. And then the same for moving back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 and 12. And then we have exchange cards. Go to nearest score and roll again and go to start. But we only have one move back 10 and one move ahead 2. So those are the two that we're missing. Like on the backs of these, it's just plain white, just like thin cardboard. So I can probably make something to make this game complete. So I'm gonna see if I can find anything in the house that is kind of this thickness and like that white. We'll see. So I do have this yogurt box here, and it's pretty thin, just like this stuff is, although on this side it's just like brown cardboard color. But I mean it's, or I guess it'd be this side. Yeah, it's like pretty noticeable it's not the same color, but I think for right now it'll probably be okay. Unfortunately, I only have enough room for one card because everything else is covered in color, so yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So we need a back 10. I'm gonna try and make it look at least a little bit like this one. Yeah, you know what? That's that'll work. That will work, kinda. Okay, now we need the head too. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. There we go. Okay, so you know, with these all flipped over and mixed up, yeah, I mean, like you can still kind of tell which ones are the fakes, but not bad, you know. I mean, yeah, still pretty obvious which ones are which, but hopefully it doesn't matter too much in the game, and maybe somewhere down the line I can find something a little bit closer to that color there. But there we go. Missing pieces acquired. Now we just see how this game plays. So this game is Bonkers all set up. Turns out that when you get them, you're supposed to just turn them face up in front of you for everyone to see. So it doesn't really matter that the two that I did look different because everyone's going to see them anyways. So not a big deal there. But the whole objective of this game is to get 12 points. And the way you get those points is by landing on these score spaces on the board. There's 3 of them. You start on this one here. There's one here, one over here. There is some other ways of scoring as well. But basically on your turn, you're going to roll the dice and you're going to move your guy. If you land on an empty space, you can play one of your track cards here and you will do immediately what it says. So in this case, maybe we want to play this go to start one here. And we do it. We go back to start, and what do you know? That is a score. So red already has a point. However, if you land on a space that is already occupied, in this case the start space is already occupied, then you have to move off of it. You still get your point, but you have to roll again. Once you land on a space that is unoccupied for the second time, your turn is over. At the end of your turn, you pick up a card to replenish your hand, and it's the next person's turn. They roll, and they can put out a card of their own. In this case, maybe I want to put this move back 4, because then I land on this space here and it tells me to go to the start and I score. And you just keep following these track cards here until you land on a score space that's unoccupied, or an unoccupied space with no track card beside it. Or if you land on the lose space, you just automatically end your turn and you lose a point. There's also the rule where if you roll double 6s, you automatically get a point. So there's a bunch of neat stuff going on in this game. And you kind of just make up the board as you go. And so basically every time you play this game, it's going to be different just because of how these cards get put out there. That's essentially it. There is some little rules that I'll mention here as well. There's these exchange cards here. So when you play that or you land on it, you would take any card on the board and exchange it for that exchange card. And then you do what it says there. And in this case, you'd have to roll again because you're on space with blue here. And look at that. Lucky me. Double 6s. And another score. But yeah, that's how the exchange cards work. You just exchange the exchange card with any card on the board, and then you do what it says. There is also an entrapment rule. Basically, if you get caught into a cycle of cards here where, you know, this one says move back 4. If you move back 4, then this one says you move forward 1. So you go from here, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're supposed to move forward 1, and there you have a move ahead 3, which would bring you back to here, which you're supposed to move back 4. So that's what the entrapment rule is for. Once you get caught up in one of those, instead of continuously moving your piece back and forth, you instead just score 1 point and leave your playing piece on the most forward space of the trap. That way you don't get caught up into it next turn. So that's another way of getting points. Also, I'll just mention when you land on these lose spaces here, where normally when you land on someone on an occupied space, you would roll again. A lose space is one and done. If you land there, your turn is over. You don't roll again to get off of that space. That's the only time that you won't roll again if you land on an occupied space. If it happens that while you're playing, you run out of cards to put onto the board, they all end up out there, then don't worry about it. Just keep playing until the game ends, until someone eventually wins. There is also, you might have noticed, these go to lose big cards. There's 4 of them, so each player would get one. And throughout the game, you can, at any time on someone else's turn, play this card and make them go to a lose space, where their turn is automatically ended and they lose a point. Once you play this card, it's gone for the rest of the game. So it's a little bit of a last-ditch effort to maybe get someone who's so far in the lead to slow down a bit so you can catch up. I guess they would actually, this is the lose space over here. These spaces just tell you to go to lose. This is the lose space. That's my bad. There's also this little special space down here as well. You go back 15, which It doesn't put you into lose, but it just puts you right before it. So yeah, kind of funny. I think that's about it. I don't think I'm missing any rules. If I am, and you guys have played this game before, be sure to let me know. This is just me reading the rules and figuring it out on the spot, so I definitely could have missed something, especially since I've never played this game before. I'm interested to know, have you guys played this game? Like, it seems like it's been around for a long time, and they keep bringing it back. Different companies take it on, so it's definitely been around. But for myself, I can't say that I've ever seen it, ever even heard about it. So I'm interested to know if you guys have, if this is a game that you played growing up or what. Let me know down in the comments, and feel free to like this video or subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.